Night. You know what that means? Hang out with Penny time. Hang out with Penny Friday night, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Tonight, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to hang out. Let's talk. I just want to do something different today. I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to let you decide. And I see, I already see there's some comments in the comment area, so I'm going to read those in a moment. So hi, everybody. My name is Peddie. I live in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. I have been tonight. Oh, hang on. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to hang out. There we go. We got to hear it again. I just thought mute. There we go. We're better now. So I'm Peddie, and I live in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. I have been doing Hangouts. This is episode 57 of the Hangout with Penny show. Boy, oh boy, when I started episode 1, I thought maybe I would do 8. My goal was to get to 10. So here we are, hanging out together after 57. So thank you, everybody, for sticking with me. So I really appreciate it. And so here we are, episode 57. So I am a law of attraction trainer, coach, I'm an empowerment coach, and really what I do is I've had to learn things the hard way. Like many of us do. We learn things the hard way, but I've chosen that when I learn something and I feel better, then I would like to share it. And that's my whole reason for doing the Hangouts, just to give you a place to come and hang out with me and share your thoughts. And if I can help in some way by saying something or having a guest on my show that can say something that can, I never thought of it that way, or my gosh, I'm not alone, or I feel better now, or this has changed my whole life. It can just take that one word sometimes. And I remember the lonely days and the lonely nights. And I wish I had a place to come hang out. So thank you for joining me. I have a fun wine. This is for my Italian friends. It's a Sangiovese. So this is a blend of Italian and Canadian wines. So I am going to cheers to my Italian friends. Paola, you're one of them, so thank you for being a loyal viewer, and you send me the most heartfelt messages and comments, and I truly appreciate it. So cheers to you, and I thank you, and cheers to everybody else that's watching today and that has supported me for the last 57 episodes. Cheers, everybody. So because we're just hanging out and talking today, if you're just tuning in, it's just a hangout with Penny night. So I don't have any guests tonight. I'm on my own, and we're just going to, I'm going to share a manifestation story. And I see out in the comment area, there's a couple of other manifestation stories that I'd like to read, and we'll share those with you. So this is a weekly habit people are making, and it's always recorded. And that means some of you watch me Saturday mornings while you're having your coffee or your tea. And that's the beauty of what Google does. So thank you to Google for having this Google Plus and these Hangouts, and then YouTube, thank you. So thank you to all my YouTube subscribers, because this is the easiest thing. I'm done, and boom, I'm in YouTube. I don't have to do anything. So thank you. I also want to let you know that I have a G+ community, Peddie's Law of Attraction Center. Can you read that? There we go. Peddie's Law of Attraction Center. That's my G+ community. And in there I have 7 tips to abundance, and just certain things that happen in my community, like my program that I just had. I just launched on Tuesday, Your Storybook Life, going from ordinary to extraordinary in 2016. That was offered to my community members. And my class is full, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And it's a fun class. So awesome. Okay, what people are saying. Last week's show was awesome show with Nick Pereira. He was on my show before, and he is a great, great guy. And we talked about on episode 56, how to turn challenges into opportunities. It was a great show. So I'm just going to read to you what people are saying. Lisa Leonard, she says, enjoyed the episode so much. Always what I need. Thanks, Lisa. D. Ward, she says, thank you, Penny, for a great episode. Nick is very inspiring, and so are you. This really hit home with me. So many times we hear ourselves saying something is challenging. Now I will never use that again. Yeah, that was an awesome show. Nick had some really good, powerful insights about how we can shift and turn challenges into opportunities. So you might want to go check that out. Paola! Cheers to you, Paola. So, Paola Locatelli, she says, hi, Penny, great show. I love the idea shared by Nick of reality versus story of reality. It is so true. As soon as something happens, we immediately react following the story we make up about it, because the story really is neutral. The experience really is neutral, but we give meaning to it. Thank you so much for both of you for another inspiring show. Have a lovely weekend. Thanks, Paola. June Kellogg, she said, great show, Penny. I can utilize this information now. Awesome, June. Thank you. Troy Davidson, he says, so the situation is not a challenge. It's an opportunity to find out how we're being. Nick, thanks for the tip to not take action while in a bitter state. Oh, that was a very good piece of advice. And to do something to break the state and get into a fresh and more cheerful state. So many times when something happens to us that we don't like and we're not, and we react right away, well, that can escalate. That can escalate the problem. So sometimes, like, we could be mad. Let's just kind of chill out for a minute, calm down, go do something else. Go for a walk, go get your dog, go get your children, go for dinner, whatever. But do something other than reacting to that situation right now. So, yeah. Tana Marshall, I know she's watching right now. As a matter of fact, I sent her a message, an email, like just a few minutes ago. I'm like, Tana, I'm on my own on the show tonight. Do you want to come? That was last minute. So Tana, I totally get that last minute. Next time I'll give you a little more advance notice. Speaking of Tana, we have a community together. It's the Enlightened Caregivers community for support for caregivers. Tana, the Enlightened Caregiver, over here. She wrote the book, and so we have a community to help anyone that's a caregiver, parent like Tana. She's a full-time caregiver of her parent, spouse, children, grandparents, neighbors, whatever. We have a community to support you, and I believe this is Caregiver Support Month. So Tana and I, we're going to be doing a show this month again on the importance of self-care when caregiving, because it's so important. All right, so Tana, her comment was, wow, so many great aha moments. Many already mentioned in the comments above. Thanks, Penny and Nick, for such an inspiring show, full of helpful reminders about how to handle challenges and make positive changes in our life. Thanks, Tana. And I'm going to read one more, and then I'm going to go out to the comments area and see who we have out there. Monique Jackson, she says, wow, what an inspiring show, Monique. Nick was absolutely on fire, and I think he just picked up a new fan. Yay, Nick. Focus on your story about reality to become better and not bitter. Love it. Thanks so much to the both of you. That was pretty powerful. Becoming better, not bitter. If something doesn't go on right in our life, we get so bitter about it sometimes, and we want to blame, and you know what? Just find something we can choose to be better about. All right, classes time. Let's go see who's out in the chat area. I know Tana's out there. All right. Oh, Cindy Powell. Hi, Penny. It's 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon in New Zealand. Cheers with a bowl of yogurt. Thanks for being such a great, such an inspiration. Enjoy your wine. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. All right. So Tana. Oh, Linda Gannon. She says, sitting here watching the clock count down and just realized you changed your times November 1st and there's an hour difference now. Oh boy, you must have wondered, when is she starting? Yeah, we have daylight savings time, or we're back to the standard time. Okay, and so she says, hi Penny, looking forward to your hangout. And Tana, she says, hey, Penny, you mentioned this morning, so some of you may recognize me. I've been a long time panel member on the Hang Out with Michael show. 115 shows? So I've been there, about 110 of them. So yeah, so we talked about manifestation. So hi, Penny, you mentioned this morning that you would share some manifestation stories. I think we all would love to hear those. I got a good one I'm going to share with you. I have a fun one this week. I wanted to order an affirmation coloring book for a friend for Christmas and get one for myself. So I went to Mike Dooley's tut.com website, but his were sold out. So I went over to hayhouse.com to get Louise Hay's coloring book, and Mike's was also there. Yay! And then if you ordered both, you get another copy of each for free. Thank you, universe. I love the law of attraction. Oh, now that is a manifestation story. Tana, am I one of those friends? Just kidding. Was that book for me? Did I really say that? But okay. I'm going to read one more. There's another manifestation story out here, and then I'll go on and share my story with you. Linda Gannon. She says, a manifestation story I wanted to go. So she's sharing a manifestation story that she wanted to go to a mind, body, spirit festival. It's not a festival as such, but an exhibition hall where people show their products, etc. It was going to work out too expensive, and I thought I would not be able to do it. But I ended up getting there, and a friend came with me, and I stayed at her place. Yay! She was not so interested in it as myself, but she told me that through going, she started a different health routine and is feeling so much better. And I also realized how much I miss doing all these sorts of things. Oh yeah. And she says, I am also doing Penny's Your Storybook Life, and I know I'm going to manifest a lot from doing it. Oh yes, absolutely. We get in the vibration of manifestation. So live your dream. Live your dream, design your storybook life. I called it that because when you think of a storybook, when I think of a storybook, I just think of, I don't know, I think of happiness. I think of fairy tale. I think of just fun and just dreamy. And I just thought, you know what? We need to get back there. We need to get back there because life can start to get so full of in our head with everything that's going on. And we need to get back to having a little more fun and just lighten up a little bit. So in this program I'm doing, I'm giving some processes on how we can allow and manifest more into our life. I'm going to give you a hint, not a hint. I'm going to give you a tip before I start into my manifestation story. So if you're just tuning in, this is episode 57 of the Hang Out with Penny show, and I'm your host, Penny Peddie. And I'm going to give you a tip about manifestation stories and what to do. Get yourself an envelope, just as this one. I have an envelope. I got something written on the front of it. I have something inside it. All right? And I've done this several times. So if you're desiring something, write it out and put it in an envelope and seal it. And trust that now that has been sent out and the universe is going to just bring that back to you. Several years ago, I wrote a check. I wrote a check for $75,000. Yeah, $75,000. I wrote a check. I have one here somewhere. This is a different check, but I wrote a check out and I folded it, put it in an envelope, mailed it to me. I mailed it to me. So I opened up that envelope and now I've got a check for $75,000. I manifested $75,000. As a matter of fact, I manifested $82,000 out of just like, wow, the law of attraction. So we don't ever know what the law of attraction is doing behind the scenes. We just have to trust that when we want something, you can put it down. There's another envelope I have where you can put little things in before you go to bed. It's called my dream. I got too many things here to get it out, but it's before you go to bed, you can put, and then you can sleep on it. So you can put it in the envelope. So this really works. So try it. Write down something you want and put it in an envelope. And you can mail it. You can mail it to yourself, but I'm not mailing this one. I just wrote something personal on the front of it, and I know that that's going to manifest. Oh, here's another tip. And I need to remember to do this because I didn't on this one. Date it. There's been so many things come into my life, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I haven't dated them, so I don't really know how long they've taken to show up. Anyway, that's a little tip for you. So let me go in here before I, okay. All right. So here is a manifestation story for you. This one is another incredible story. Whew, this wine's making me hot. A couple years ago, after I left my full-time position and I started to become an entrepreneur and go out on my own and start my own business, I wanted to become a reflexologist because years ago, around 2002, when I started to change my life, reflexology was one of the modalities that I used regularly to balance myself and to get my system in order. And I just really believed in the power of reflexology. And like I've said many times on my show, that when I learn something, I really want to teach it, and I really want to help people realize the benefits of certain things. And so I studied to be a reflexologist. So here's my book. And see, you work on the feet. That's what you have to do. You work on the feet. And so I passed my exam, and then I still had to do, you have to do the practical part. So I had to do 70 actually, sessions of working on people's feet. That part I didn't finish because too many things got in the way, and I just didn't. So I call myself a relaxologist now. But anyway, during the time that I was needing to do all these practicals, I was talking to my friend Brenda, and I said, oh, I went shopping yesterday. I went to see her on a Friday night to have a glass of wine. And I said to her, oh, I went shopping the other day and I saw these bookends, and they were feet, but they were like that, you know, that plaster stuff. So they were hard. And I said, I would really like to have something like that I could practice on when I'm at home. I could practice like on the foot. I said, but they were too hard and I couldn't use them. So I said to her, she's a letter carrier. And I said to her, you know, if you're ever out and about and you ever see like a foot, a foot somewhere, I said, let me know because I want a foot to practice. And she's like, Penny, where am I going to find a foot? I'm like, I don't know. I said, but you're always finding something. So just if you find a foot, think of me. This was a Friday. The next day, or it might have been a Thursday, because she went to the cottage for the weekend. So it was probably a Thursday I saw her because she left and came back on the Sunday. So as soon as she gets back, she invites me over to her place. And she's like, I got something for you. So keep in mind, this was Thursday and now we're Sunday. And she said, I got something for you. So she brings me this plastic bag. And she said, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. I'm like, oh, okay. I open it up. Are you ready for this? It's a foot. Oh my gosh. So how she found this, she went to her nephew's wife's place, like her nephew's place, and they went to go onto the dock. And this was on the dock, but see, there's a hole in it here. It had stuff growing out of it. It was dirty, and she says to Shelly, what's that? She says, you know what? Nick just dug that out of from below the dock. She said, that's been there for 2 years. It's been bugging me. And she said, I asked Nick, can you get that out of there? So he goes down in the water and he digs out and he finally pulls this thing that's been there for 2 years. And this is what it is. It's a foot. And so Brenda said, I have to take that to Penny. And Shelly's like, you can't take that. It's like, oh, yucky and mossy. And she says, oh, it's only a joke. No, I've kept this for 3 years. I cleaned it up. I soaked it in bleach. I actually put some plasticine in there, or plasticine, if that's what you call it, in here to make it pliable, but it kind of got hard over there. But here's my foot that I manifested. You know why I manifested that? Is because I didn't have any resistance towards it. I let it go. I said, you know what? Keep me in mind if you find a foot along your travels. So whenever you want something, it's not up to us to figure out how we're going to get it. Never in a million, gazillion, billion years would I ever have said, okay, you know what, Brenda, we're going to go to Shelly's on the weekend, and we're going to go to the dock, and on the dock is going to be a foot that Nick dug up from from underneath the dock that's been there a couple years. Never. So this is really important. This is what we need to understand when it comes to having. I'm getting loud, aren't I? Because I get excited. This is what we need to understand when it comes to how the law of attraction works. It's gonna deliver to us whatever it is that we want. We just need to let it go and just release the resistance. And that's why doing this, that's why I wanted to do this Live Your Dream, Your Storybook Life program that I did, that I'm doing right now with my class. And it's because I've done it so many times. And it has amazed me, the things that have shown up that I have placed on my boards and stuff that have shown up. It's like, and many times we think one thing and it comes in a totally different form. It doesn't come the same way as what we think in our head that it should come. So we can just get out of the way and just let it go. And that was a really fast manifestation. Now I'd like to ask you, how many of you out there have got a foot like this? So it did work. It did work. So I keep this as a reminder of how fast a manifestation can take place. We were just open to it, and this is what showed up. And it was a yucky old mess, but things can be cleaned up. So something may appear to be in your life like it's a mess right now. You know what? A little bit of tender loving care, and look what you can come up with. So that's my manifestation story for this week. You've been watching Hang Out with Penny, episode 57. I'm just going to go check out here and see if there's any comments that I need to address. And so we're good there. Oh, here we are. And there we go. So I hope you like that manifestation story, ladies. I see you're in the comment room. So episode 57, the Hang Out with Penny show. So I just want to make a little comment about when you pre-send something. I love this. Anytime we think, any words we think turn into thoughts, turn into vibration. It's a frequency that gets matched. And it comes back. So every time we're thinking something, every time we're doing something, we are it's pre-sent. Pre-sent. And what is the pre-sent? Shorten those words up to the present. to the present. This is proof. I pre-sent an order and I got it. So thank you, everybody. Remember, ask yourself, so what do I want? What do I want? Bet you don't want a foot, but maybe you want a trip. Oh, you know what? Speaking of trips, I had a like a little coffee meeting yesterday with a really nice lady that I met, and we may be planning a trip, a group trip to Disney World. Now I was getting confused because I thought, oh, Tana, I'll get to see you, but Disney World is in Florida, and so anybody out there would be interested in joining us on a trip to Disney World, let me know. We're probably planning it for next October, so just a little less than a year from now, but it's going to be fun. So I'll keep you posted on that. All right. I am going to end the show now. I just want to make sure that everybody, wow. Oh, here's a message from Tana. Well, Peddie, let me put my glasses on. Wow, Peddie, this is an awesome show. I love your big money manifestation, cha-ching, and the foot, and the reminder to release resistance by not worrying about the cursed house. I'm so inspired. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that money one was big. That money one was big. And that's how I know that we all can. If I can, you can. We're no different than, we're all the same. So whatever I am capable of manifesting, so are you. Just like whatever you can manifest, so am I. Hey, you know what happened today? I burnt my finger on the oven rack today. I burnt my finger, and oh my gosh, it hurt. It hurt. It hurt. It hurt. So the first thing I did was I got this product. We have it in Canada. I don't know if you have it anywhere else, but it's called Nature's Aid, and it's got aloe vera and vitamin E and essential oils. It's a really great, great, great product. Anyway, it's a natural product. So I put it on my finger right away, and it was hurting. And I thought, okay, so you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to focus on the other 9 fingers. And so I was like physically focusing on the other 9 fingers, and the pain in my finger subsided. I was focusing on I was rubbing my fingers. I was doing what I could to my other fingers, and the pain on this one. And now, like, it doesn't hurt. It is fine. We can use our minds. We can use it. So, okay, everybody, episode 58 next week. Might be another surprise. Let me know if there's any topics that you want me to cover. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, or maybe I can get a guest that can coincide with what it is that you want to hear. Let me know, because 57 episodes today. I was like, what am I going to talk about? So yeah, please let me know what you want me to. What if you have any questions, or if you have any ideas, please pass them along to me, because I would love to. Like the candles in the back, because I'd like to help you, because the shows are for you. These shows are for you. So thank you for watching. This is Peddie, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.